There are dominant athletes who overwhelm you with power, charisma, or pure intimidation. Scottie Scheffler does something different. He makes dominance look almost ordinary, until you realize nobody can catch him. That's what makes him such a strange presence in golf. He isn't loud, he isn't dramatic, but he keeps making the best players in the world look like they're playing for second. So let's get into it. Here's what players and legends have said when they were asked about Scottie Scheffler. The best description of Scottie is the one Rory used, inevitable. Like you look up on Sunday and he's just there, in the mix. Again,
Scheffler is, he's inevitable. He plays, even when he doesn't have his best stuff, he's become a complete player. He's so good around the greens. He's improved so much with his putter. It's gonna be tough to catch him tomorrow if he keeps playing the way he does.
And that word matters because it explains the Scottie era. He isn't winning once and disappearing. He's been world number one since May 2023. That's why players talk about him like he's this constant pressure on the entire tour. Here's Brooks Koepka basically saying that his consistency is what's crazy.
It's always impressive anytime you play with Scottie. Just being around him, the way he goes about it, it's impressive how long he's been this consistent and played this well, and it's cool to see, right? That's what, obviously I've watched a lot of golf and watched a lot of him, and I think that also plays a part in kind of driving this, falling in love with the game again as well.
And Jon Rahm frames it perfectly. Getting to the top is one thing, staying there is another.
Always the debate, right? Is it harder to get there or stay there? And staying there is a lot harder than getting there, I would say. What we've seen Scottie do over the last 3-4 years, it's quite impressive. His ball striking level is outstanding. And anytime you have a year where you're being compared to Tiger in his prime, I don't think I need to add anything else to that, right? I mean, winning 9 times, winning majors, winning FedEx Cups, and just all out being the best throughout the season is quite incredible. And that I can remember, the only 3 players that have won 9 times in a calendar year in a very long time have been Scottie, VJ, and Tiger. That's a very short list.
Now, if you ask people what the foundation of his great game is, it always comes back to ball striking. Not just hitting it solid, but hitting it the same way, under pressure. Tiger Woods even points out something most fans don't notice. Scottie's footwork. Basically, it might look strange, but it produces elite shots. Here's Tiger on it.
I think that obviously his iconic foot movement belies what the club is actually doing, through the golf ball, how good it is,
right.
How stable it is, how solid he hits it. You just stand back and just watch ball flight. There's something different about his. It's just so consistent, and he works it both ways.
Yeah,
he goes both ways, and it's just a matter of if he putts, decent, he's going to win. If he putts great, he blows away fields. If he has a bad putting week, he contends.
Right.
So he's just that good a ball striker.
And Bryson puts Scottie's current run in the simplest terms, a league of his own.
Up there and giving Scottie a run, but Scottie's in a league of his own right now, and I played with him a bunch in college, and he was not that good, so he's figured out a lot of stuff since then, and it's really impressive to see, and something all we can learn from.
Here's what separates best player from best player in the world. Expectations. Every week you're the favorite. Every interviewer asks Scottie, do you expect to win? That melts most people. But not Scottie. Justin Thomas says exactly that, how present he stays, how strong his mental game is.
It's effortless. He's every single aspect of his game is unbelievable. I think his mental game is better than anybody out here. I think to be able to play with those expectations and to stay present as often as he has, to me is maybe more impressive than even the golf he's playing. I just think it's so hard to do, and it's also so hard to explain if you're in his shoes. But it doesn't make any mistakes and almost kind of lets himself be in contention versus forces himself in contention. He just has seems to be playing better.
And Jordan Spieth adds a great detail. Scottie has this weird ability to separate himself from the pressure. And yes, he talks trash too. That's always pleasant to hear because people think he's a robot.
So I think it's more so the difference in personality from any other superstar that you've seen in the modern era and maybe any sport. I don't think anybody's like him. He has that unique ability to, from best I can tell, to separate. But again, when I see him, I'm at the golf course. I mean, I see him here and there off the course, but when we're playing on the course at home, he shit talks, you know? I mean, he's very witty. Yeah, of course, he's very witty. You can't really go at him because he's smart, and he's got good bullshit. And so he'll, you know, he's...
Now we've got to talk about the one storyline that followed Scottie even while he was winning. Putting. Because when you watch him stripe it for 4 hours, the only thing you can cling to as an opponent is maybe he won't make enough putts. And that's why you heard this line a lot. If Scottie ever fully figures out the putter, it's borderline unfair. Here's Wyndham Clark saying exactly that.
It would be borderline unfair if he starts putting really good. So, you know, I never want to wish ill on anybody, but if he starts putting positive each week, it's going to be really hard to beat. But that's good. I mean, he's just going to push me to get better in my ball striking in every part of the game. So he's kind of the barometer right now, and I got a lot of room to catch up and get better.
And what makes that scary is he's already done the biggest wins without needing a hot putting identity every week. For example, he won the Masters and the FedEx Cup in 2024. He won Olympic gold that year as well by going nuclear with a closing 62. And in 2025, he stacked majors again, the PGA Championship and the Open. So when players say don't let him putt, that's not a joke, it's a warning. And here's the thing. He is respected as a team player as well. Let's hear what Keegan Bradley had to say about that.
I'm going to tell you a story about what someone said about Scottie Scheffler today on our team, Russell Henley. He said that Scottie had the weight of the world on his shoulders as #1 player in the world. And Scottie cared more about how Russell was doing than himself. Scottie has been the best teammate in our team room this week, without question, period. He has been open to any pairing. He has been open to play any session, 5, 4, 2, didn't matter. He was one of the first people that said we're going to go to Napa and play to be prepared. This means everything to him.
And it matches what you see on camera. Scottie's calm doesn't just help him. In team settings, it also calms everyone around him. Now, some praise is casual. This next kind isn't. Here's what Tommy Fleetwood has to say about Scottie's game.
You know, phenomenal player, and I think having someone like that to keep us looking up to and keep us all chasing, you know, is great. And I think, obviously, if he keeps going the way he is, I think we're all going to look back and talk about him in the same breath as some of the all-time greats.
And then you've got Jack Nicklaus basically describing the thing great players do. They raise or lower their level depending on what the moment requires. That's an all-time compliment from a legend.
You're enough of a competitor, and you're a good competitor, that he'll compete to what he has to do. I mean, he doesn't want to tell you, he wouldn't want to brag about what he does, but he has the ability to bring his level to whatever level it needs to be. That's what good players do. And, you know, he's not good players, he's great players. I mean, look at the record that he has had the last few years. It's unbelievable.
So when players are asked about Scottie Scheffler, the message is pretty clear. He doesn't need chaos to win. He doesn't need perfect weather to win. He doesn't need to feel amazing to win. He just starts stacking rounds, and suddenly, you're fighting for second without admitting it. He's currently the best player in the world, and the scary part is how normal he makes it look.